Tomorrow, Hillary Clinton makes her first trip out of the White House, and she's coming to New York. The First Lady will receive an award from the National Child Labor Committee for her work on behalf of children. She will also sit in on a tutoring session at a public school in Washington Heights.
Well, President Clinton expected opposition, but not this much opposition to his plan to lift the ban on gays in the military. Krista Bradford is in the newsroom now with the latest on this growing controversy, including action by New York's gay community. Krista?
The Gay and Lesbian Task Force in Washington is urging a letter-writing and phone campaign to counter opposition to President Clinton's lift of the military ban. And members here in the gay community are responding to that call. They say they are all too aware that the president is caught in a showdown, and high noon was today at the White House. It was an extraordinary showdown led by General Colin Powell. The 5 Joint Chiefs of Staff lined up against their commander-in-chief. They hope to talk Clinton out of lifting the ban on gays in the military. Clinton reportedly hoped to dilute opposition. According to documents obtained by NBC News, Clinton had planned to tell Defense Secretary Les Aspin to draft an order by July 15th ending the ban. In the interim, the military would stop enforcing it. Enlistees would not be questioned about their sexual preference. Acknowledged homosexuals would no longer be expelled. Clinton repeated today that he will not back down.
I'm going to meet with them and discuss it this afternoon, but I intend to keep my commitment.
Gay activists supported the decision to punish inappropriate behavior instead of sexual orientation. Michael Anderson was given his marching papers 22 years ago. Now, as a New York activist in Gay, Lesbian, and Bisexual Veterans of America, he tells me he's finally getting some justice.
I served in a time when people were being drafted and dragged into the service. I served well, and the minute they could do it to me, they shafted me. And I don't feel that's the American way at all.
Some allies in Europe do allow homosexuals in their armies. Even the famed Israeli army permits gays. And it is estimated that some 50,000 gays served in Desert Storm, 10% of the troops that served there.
I think it's a tempest in a teapot, that in the end, they will be surprised at all the hoopla and uproar over gays, because we've been there since George Washington.
Anderson believes that after the ban is lifted, we'll eventually wonder what all the hoopla was about. But much more opposition is in store, with just 30 U.S. senators currently supporting the lifting of the ban. Back to you.
All right, Krista, thank you.
Well, tonight another Marine is dead in Somalia. He was shot while on patrol in the capital, Mogadishu. Still unidentified, he became the 3rd American to die during Operation Restore Hope. Meanwhile, one of that country's warlords asked U.S. troops to disarm his men and members of other factions. And U.S. helicopters led a bloody assault near Kismayu on armed Somalis who refused to leave the town. There's more bloodshed in war-torn Croatia. 2 French UN peacekeepers were killed, 3 others wounded during heavy fighting in the southern part of that country.